Hi there, everybody. My name is Ashley. I write paranormal suspense, and this is my Authortube Newbie Tag. This tag was originally created by Jenna Strady. I will link her channel down in the description box below. Please go and check her out if you haven't already. She has amazing content. And it's funny because I remembered from way back in the day there being a different version of this tag, and I was trying so hard to find it. And I found the 2.0 version. That's what this is going to be. But Jenna had mentioned that she actually privated that original video, so I felt a lot better and no longer felt like I was going crazy. So that's just something to keep in mind. Let's jump straight on into the questions. Question 1. What is your book's pitch? And if you have multiple projects, pick your favorite. So my pitch would be, what if you bought an abandoned plantation home, rumored to be haunted, as a skeptic, only to discover that everybody else was right before it's too late. And that is the pitch for my debut novel, Blackwood Manor, which leads into a whole universe. It has a sequel called The Haven Stone, and I'm actually working on a spin-off series that kind of takes a little bit of a different turn that will be out later this year. If you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? This one is interesting for me because I've never really thought about it in that manner. I guess it would just depend on the book itself and the genre, and if there's any elements to it that I think would stick out. So, for example, if I were to use Blackwood Manor again for this question, then I would say, come on in, kick off your shoes. You'll stay forever. Question 3. What do you usually write? I usually write paranormal suspense, thrillers. I love thrillers as a genre. I love mysteries. I love suspense. Anything that has those elements, I fall in love with it. It can be a book, it can be a movie, a TV show, a game, whatever. If it is a mystery and I have to put together clues, I'm sold. That is what I need. That's what I want. And that's what I tend to write. However, I do have a top secret project coming up. I'll be disclosing this part of it soon, but I am delving into another genre right now, and it's really exciting and it's new. I'm not quite ready to reveal what that is just yet. 4. What is something that you'll never write? That is difficult. That is a difficult question. So I will read just about anything. Pretty flexible with my reading tastes. But as far as writing goes, I would say anything in steamy romance smut. Um, Not because I think that there's anything wrong with it. I've read an abundant amount of them, and I'm friends with several authors who write in that particular field. It's just, it's not my strong suit. I'm not very good at romance in general, much less that angle of it. I'm not going to say never say never, but it would probably be the least likely at this point in my career. Question 5. What is your goal with starting your Authortube? Again, this is a very good question because everybody has different goals for it. For me, I previously had a booktube channel, and I was planning on making that channel a writing reading hybrid. But that ended up going downhill, mainly because I just didn't have the time to dedicate to it. I was dealing with some very severe health issues and some things in my personal life, and I could not focus on both. So I tended to do the writing more in the background and pretty much just kept the channel focused on reading. I do regret that now because I didn't get to document my journey, at least in the beginning, the way that I would have liked to, and it was a missed opportunity. So, while I'm still relatively early on in my career, I would like to absorb that more and take advantage of that opportunity to really see my growth and how far I come and everything. And I also really like the community on Authortube. I would love to make friends with some of the other authors and just, compare notes and kind of go through it together. This type of thing is always better and more fun when you don't have to go through it alone. Question 6. What made you want to start writing? I honestly don't know. I have been writing as long as I can remember, at least elementary school, if not earlier. I was always just jotting little things into my notebooks, but I didn't really take it seriously, even though everybody around me told me that I was really good at it. I did go through a period in high school where I briefly considered being a writer, and I was kind of discouraged away from that because I was told that it's not something that you can make a living in, and I needed to find something more practical. And so I kind of dropped it. And then when I got older, when I was in my mid 20s, I went through a severe health crisis that turned my entire world on its end. And I suddenly had all of this free time again that I didn't previously have. And I started diving more and more back into my writing. I fell in love with it all over again. And I started to realize that this was something that I could potentially do long term. And I had a lot more belief in myself and continue to now than I did before. And it just keeps building. I can't believe I didn't do this the entire time. I can't believe that I let myself get discouraged. So, my advice for any new authors out there would be don't do what I did. Don't listen to a few naysayers telling you that you can't do it. If it's what you want to do, it's your passion, you're good at it, that's all that matters in the end. Do what works for you. Question 7. What is your publishing path? This is a very good question because my opinion on this has changed a lot over the years. I used to be dead set 100%. I have to be traditionally published. There's no other option. That's the only way you're legitimate. And I eat my words now because self-publishing has grown a lot. And you can do a lot more now than you could do a few years back. So I no longer feel like traditional publishing is the only way to go. I do think it's valid depending on what your goals are. But for me personally, where I'm at right now, I'm self published and I'm most likely going to stay that way unless, I just get a really good publisher deal or a really good agent and like we check all of each other's boxes. I might consider going trad, but as of right now, it's self-publishing all the way. I like having the control over my book. And I just learned so many things that with traditional publishing that a lot of the authors don't get a lot of say over the final product. And that really rubs me the wrong way. I don't like it. And this is just a way that I can maintain more control. I will say it is difficult because you're doing basically everything yourself. But at the end of the day, it really just depends on what your personal goals are and what you want for your career. And 8, what content do you bring to the table? I am planning on doing my personal experiences on certain things. Just what I am planning on doing is sharing my personal experiences, maybe have a few writing vlogs, not so much advice, at least at this point, because I don't feel like I have enough of a foot in the door to really be qualified for that yet, except maybe in certain areas. But I will be talking about my own personal experiences a lot, my opinions on certain things, and writing logs, because who doesn't like to see those? Question 9. What is your biggest writing struggle? I have been getting better at this, but I would have to say overwriting. I have a tendency to get so detailed on character relationships and world building and all of that fun stuff that it can start to border on info dumping because I put so much information in there. And it's not necessarily bad to share all of those things. I do think that it's still good, but you have to have a balance. And I do feel like I'm getting better about that, but I still always end up having to go in and cut a significant amount of stuff out before it's ready to go to print. Question 10. What is your best writing skill? Suspense. Hands down. And I think it comes from years of reading it, years of being a plotter and looking for clues. And I'm always the person that finds out the twists in books. 99% of the time, I will know the twist well ahead of time. And I'd never, for the record, I never knock a book down a star rating for that because it's just something that's ingrained into me. I don't knock that against the work. I don't knock that against the author. It's just something I've come to expect. I'm going to figure it out. So naturally, I feel like I do have a knack for that when it comes to my own writing. And I have been told that I layer suspense in really, really well. So if you're looking for something with plot twists, fast paced to keep you on your feet, then you might want to give one of mine a spin. Question 12. What is your biggest Authortube question? I think I would just like to ask everybody, what would you like to see? Because I know that there is a fine line between doing the same content as everybody else and getting too far out of what's expected. So, I mean, let me know. What would you like to see more of that you don't get to see as much? This is a brand new channel, so I am willing to take anything into consideration. Just let me know what you would like to see more of that you might not necessarily get a lot of here on Authortube, and I'll do my best to try to include it. Question 13. Are you looking for any new channels to follow, beta readers, critique partners, or just writing buddies? And my answer to that would be everything. I would love to make some more writing buddies. You never can have enough of them. I feel like I do need more critique partners than I do beta readers at this point. I have a pretty strong team of beta readers already, but that's not to say that I wouldn't be willing to add to the team, because in the end, that's just going to make the book stronger. But yeah, like critique partners, I do need more of. I only have a couple right now. And definitely new channels to follow. Like, feel free to link your channels down below if you have them so that I can go and check them out, because I love finding new people to follow and new, fresh, unique experiences. 14. What are you most looking forward to on this fresh, new experience on Authortube? Like I said before, I am really looking forward to the community, friends, finding new channels to follow, learning things I might not have learned before, anything to help make my writing stronger, and hopefully making some lifelong friends, because it's great to have friends that know what you're going through and can just take in that perspective of your life. I have a lot of people in my personal life that don't really read, so I have to keep a lot of stuff bottled up because they don't really get it. So, I mean, the writing community itself is very, very wonderful in that sense. I already have that a lot on Facebook, and I would love to get it here on YouTube as well. Well, that was the Authortube Newbie Tag 2.0. If you liked this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I really look forward to getting to know everybody. And again, like, if you have any questions or anything that you would like to see, feel free to suggest it. I don't have any issue with that whatsoever. It was so wonderful to see all of you, and I hope that you will join me more on my journey. And that is it. Goodbye for now.